Tony D and Little Joan in the background, and this is a screenwriter's rant on Disney's Snow White, a live action remake that nobody asked for, starring Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot as the evil queen. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, the links are in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 15, available on Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. Dictor von Doomcock, if you check out his channel, he has a video on this. He's absolutely beside himself with rage. Hates it, hates every frame of this thing. It is ridiculous. I agree with him that it's completely a pointless, ridiculous remake of a timeless classic. And I don't even like Snow White. Not really. I hate to say it. I mean, I can acknowledge that it's a classic and that it's great. You know, that there's a lot of skill in it. It looks amazing. You know, as a movie, I wouldn't even sit through it. I don't even think I've ever sat through the entire Snow White movie. I know the story. It's boring to me. That doesn't mean I can't acknowledge that it's great. This, though, it's exactly what Doomcock said in his review. March 2025, if you want to see something. That kind of looks like it was part AI. It looks AI to me. Definitely a lot of CGI going on. But this is a shambling corpse of a movie, as he says. It's really true. It's like somebody... I used to play this game. I don't know if you remember it. It's called Gamma World. And Gamma World took place in a dystopian future after a nuclear war. But it was in the, future, so there was robots and stuff. And you would find artifacts from the past, and sometimes those would get interpreted in different ways. It's kind of like if you ever watched Zardoz. This feels like the beginnings of that. This feels like people who are more primitive than their predecessors trying to figure out Snow White and trying to hit the right tone and utterly failing. Utterly failing. It looks fake and phony and soulless. It really does. I can at least appreciate, even though I don't particularly like Snow White, I can appreciate the original classic for what it is. You know? This, I don't know what this is. Rachel Zegler should have been recast. 100%. After her statements, after the absolute PR disaster that was the rollout of this thing, ought to be recast immediately. The perfect person to play Snow White would have been Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot looks amazing. Still. Better than Rachel Zegler. Rachel Zegler just looks skinny and malnourished. She doesn't look beautiful. She's okay. I mean, she's not unattractive. But compared to Gal Gadot, this woman, I mean, she's gorgeous. There's no other word for it. She's drop dead smoke show. Rachel Zegler's okay. Rachel Zegler's cute. Cute enough. How she got the lead to this is utterly insane. Utterly insane. Now, would I have cast Gal Gadot as Snow White? No, she's too old, but she could have done it. She would have done a better job than Rachel Zegler. Even if they had to, lip sync. Even if she couldn't sing. But, again, there's just no reason to make this movie. I mean, the Snow White cartoon is, especially for Disney to remake it, it's different that, the Daily Wire made their own version of Snow White. That's different. But Disney to remake their own timeless classic, it's like replacing something that you already know works. It's like saying, you see that pipe there? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that pipe. Yeah, I'd like to replace it with a less impressive looking pipe that probably will break. Why would you do that? I want new pipes. Yeah, but you're replacing with an inferior pipe. That's what this is. It's just an inferior product. Some of it might be to split up Disney down the road when they sell off the various components, and like Disney Plus would get this Snow White and somebody else would get the animated Snow White for some reason. But I think mostly what can explain this is the unbelievable myopic vision of most studio executives. They are, especially at Disney, in my opinion, they're just desperate to make money. And as they get more desperate, they do more desperate things. This is a desperate move to remake Snow White. Because initially you can announce that and it's like, what? You're remaking Snow White? Wow, that's amazing. Initially, for like 10 seconds, until people start thinking about it and go, wait a minute, that's a timeless classic. How are you going to make it better? And you can't. You can't. I mean, let's say you would have had the greatest singer in the world. I don't know. You could resurrect Zella Fitzgerald or Amy Winehouse or someone like that. Had an incredible voice, and turns out they're a great actress too. Like they're better than Meryl Streep, and they're beautiful, and they're incredibly young. Maybe you could redo Snow White based on the sheer talent and star power of an individual who was perfect for the role. But Rachel Zegler is not that person. Rachel Zegler starred in Woke Side Story, the woke remake of West Side Story. They called it West Side Story, but I call it Woke Side Story. It was a disaster. I mean, that movie bombed. It literally bombed. It didn't make its budget, I'm pretty sure. That is a bomb by any definition. And in the old days, what would happen if you starred in a bomb like that? That was it. You were done. You were not on the A list at all. You would be dropped down quite a ways. You might still be able to play the friend or a sidekick, or you'd go to television, but you wouldn't be given another movie. They turned around and gave Rachel Zegler this and the Hunger Games prequel, whatever the hell that was. That somehow made money. That's the only thing saving her career now. I think what it is they don't want these stars to die, career-wise, I'm saying. So what they do is they put several projects in the pipeline, and they just commit to them and say, well, if one doesn't work, the others will work. But that's fine for the most part. If Woke Side Story had done okay, like if it made its budget back, it didn't really make any money, but it wasn't an embarrassment. In my view, that movie's an embarrassment. Never should have been made. That's another movie that never should have been made. Another classic you remade for some insane egomaniac reason, Steven Spielberg, I'm guessing. There's no reason to make this movie. None. Zero. Zip. Tell me a reason there is to make this movie. No reason. None. You gonna change the story? To what? It wasn't even about the story. It was about the music. That's what made this movie great for most people. It was a musical. Again, Hollywood, musicals not doing too well. Not doing too well. Haven't done well in, 60 years. Nobody really likes musicals. You know why? There's really no good music. I, again, remind you of the time I said on this channel, hey, this movie takes place in 2009. Why didn't they put some 2009 music in the soundtrack? And everybody went, there is no good music from 2009. And I went, what? Let me go back and check. And you know what? There really wasn't. Couldn't find a single song that would have screamed 2009. Unlike, say, I don't know, 1989, where you could have gotten that Public Enemy song. Or Woodstock 1969, when you could have had Crosby, Stills, and Nash song. Yeah, in 2009, good luck. Good luck finding something that really screams that era. This is, again, the de-evolution of the culture. And rather than try anything new, because in their defense, and this is a real weak defense, but they don't really have any writing talent anymore. There's no writing talent in Hollywood. There's none. I'm not seeing anybody coming up with many good ideas at all. The good ideas are coming out of independent movies, if at all. Every once in a while, a good premise comes out, and I go, ooh, that's pretty good. But out of Disney? Not a lot. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but don't quote me on that. So I don't know why they remade this. I have to agree mostly with Doomcock, although a lot of people are having a meltdown on the internet. Oh, why are middle-aged men talking about this movie? Why don't you have anything better to do? Yeah, I do. I do have many better things to do. Such as, to watch anything else other than this movie. I'm not going to review it. What are you, crazy? It looks awful. The dwarves look terrible, by the way. They look terrible. Should have been done by actors, not CGI puppets. All because Peter Dinklage had to open his mouth, I guess, and the rest of the executives said, "Oh, we can't offend the little people." Offend them? How about hiring them to work? March 21st. I don't know who's going to go see this other than big fans of Snow White who haven't seen the original or think somehow the live action will be good. Disney, stop making live action versions of your timeless classics. It made no sense. Look, Jon Favreau did the Jungle Book live action. I have no interest. I've never seen it. I will not see it. I have no interest in seeing that. I like the Jungle Book. I like the Robin Hood. Why don't you do a live action of the Robin Hood animal movie while you're at it? I mean, it's woke-tarded is what it is. Not even woke-tarded. It's not even ideological. It's just stupid. Just a dumb, lazy move by corporatists who are trying to keep the wheels from coming off the stock price, I guess. Here's a thought. Hire some talent. Hire some talent. And that talent includes people with the ability to go, ooh, this is a good movie. This is a good idea. Yeah. Usually what you would do is hire, I don't know, someone who had written halfway decent good movies and say, okay, your job, besides we'll give you a 3-picture deal or whatever, you pick some good movies. Some of the older guys who, Clint Eastwood's still alive and still making movies, God bless him. But you know what? He'd be the perfect guy for this gig. You know what, Clint? If you just want to retire, we'll pay you, I don't know, $2 million a year. We just want you to read scripts and pick the good ones. Because he could pick them. Then it would require a commitment from the studio to go, okay, we have a good screenplay. Here, director, direct this screenplay. Don't deviate very much from it. In fact, we're going to send the screenwriter to the set, and his job will be to make sure it stays the course. And he has his say. If you change the dialogue or you change a scene, you're going to have to go through him, and he's going to have a say. And then if the tiebreaker goes to the producer, whoever it is. Because at least the screenwriter should have a say in the damn thing. But what screenwriters are you hiring? You're doing these DEI hires. All they bring to the table is ideology. What did they do with Snow White initially? Well, they announced, Snow White's not going to need a man to save her. That's so 1937, am I right? How'd that go over? Oh, right. Terrible. Terrible. Okay? Fire all those morons. Every woke moron you have in your employ should be fired immediately. Everybody who works in the DEI department should be fired. The department should be closed. None of this stuff makes good movies. Do I blame DEI for this movie? Yes. Yes, I do. Because initially it was going to be super, super woke. Now they're trying to backpedal and fix it. That indicates to me a great deal of indecision at the executive level. They can't make a decision and stick with it. Look, if you're going to do this DEI crap, lean into it and never look back. And then maybe you make money. I don't think you will. I think you'll lose money and ruin your company until it's ultimately bought by a Chinese firm. Maybe that's the plan. I don't know. If that's not the plan, then for God's sakes, fire all these people. Oh, you flip-flopped on this DEI thing? Yeah, I wasn't sure what I was doing. I'm still not sure I made the right decision. Yeah, you're fired too. Get people who can make a decision and stick with it, who can pick talented people and say, these are the people I'm championing. Let them make the movie. Everybody leave them alone. And then you won't get this, whatever the hell it is. This very, very unnecessary movie. Hey, it might get original movies. Original movies that maybe only cost $20, $30 million. And I'm sure you're going to blow, what, 200, 300 million on this thing? Could have made like 10 movies. And probably 2 of them would have been hits. More than enough to pay off the rest of it. The other movies would have done okay to good. But no, you just keep going down this path, Disney. I look forward to when you sell the parks. And that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on all our various links, but check us out tonight on the live stream where we do it live and I complain even more. Hope to see you there. We'll see you in the next one.